here in the field this morning. Left. Don't break my fan. Look at all of the geese. There must be something good in the grass out here. Left! Stop! What are you doing? Leave my fan alone. Goodness. What are you doing to the fan? Leave my fan alone. Don't do that, because one day when that thing's spinning, that could be a bad day. Lefty, stop! Stop! The heck? Stop! What are you doing? Stop that. You trying to shoot the geese here. I don't mean shoot the geese, I mean film the geese. They are just all over out here today. There's got to be something good in the grass out here. This is like the whole flock. I haven't seen this many in one place this whole season. Okay, I guess that's the end of filming the geese. Sir, what is your malfunction, brother? I am confused with you. Alright, let me finish my coffee, okay? Let me finish my coffee. Be a good boy. Okay. He doesn't know it yet, but he's about to get a bath. We just came back from our walk. He just had his breakfast. I've got shampoo, towel, washcloth, and we're gonna do it. Make that water. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right about in the middle. There we go. Okay. Right. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, buddy. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. There you go. What a good boy. Okay, let's go. Come on, let's take your bath. Come on. Look at the good boy. Okay, stay. Good boy. Yeah, I'm gonna come right in here with you. Okay? Come right in here with you. Okay. There you go. Not too hot, not too cold. Okay? Right in the middle. There you go. Look at the good boy. Oh, there comes all the spots. Yeah. Good boy. Keep that head up. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Keep that head up. Okay. You're a good boy. Coffee. Shampoo. Here we go. Okay, right here. Good boy. That feel good. I hear you. Moaning. I hear you. Okay. Okay, let me take a couple minutes. Okay? Take a couple minutes. Some more shampoo. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. And then as soon as I'm done here, I'm getting in the shower. You smell these shampoos, huh? Yeah. Smell these shampoos. Oh, that's a boy. Good boy. Oh, you being such a good boy. Why are you just staring at that door, waiting to get out? I see you. Come here. Hold it. Hold it. Come here. Okay. There you go. Oh, my back. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Oh. It's okay. Okay. Come here. Come here. Come here. Stay. Stay. Up. Stay right here. Ah. Stay. Stay. Oh, my back. Oh, my God. Stay. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, the back. Oh, that hose needs to be like 5 feet longer. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sure now you want to come in here, huh? Okay. Oh my God. Oh, that's his medicated shampoo. Oh, it's good stuff. That's why I left it on him for so long. You're supposed to leave it on for 5 to 10 minutes, to let it soak into his skin. Okay. Come on. Here you go. There you go. You made it. You survived. Time for my shower. Oh, that was rough on the back. Oh my gosh. That hose just wasn't long enough. Here we go. Oh, that was better. I almost fell out of this thing the first time I sat down. Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing great this morning. You can see we have a beautiful fall day here in Western New York. I hope you all had a great holiday weekend. This is Tuesday, right after the holiday. We had Howard's service at the church on Sunday, and all of his children from the first marriage, they all came to town. Some of them I've met before, some I haven't. So it was really good to see them all here in one place and to have everyone together for the church service. Really had a good time to see everyone. And both Dalen and I got up there and said a few words about Howard, and I had a hard time getting my words out, but I'm really glad that we were all able to be together to celebrate his life. So what I want to talk about today is something that I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to talk about, and that is changing the insurance coverage on my rig here. Now, when I first bought this 6.5 years ago, and I got insurance for it, and what I got at the time was just basic liability. I added it to my existing Geico policy that I had at the time. You know, I had my daily driver car, I had a couple of motorcycles, I had my classic car, and so I added this to my policy with just basic liability. And you know, there's a lot of conversation out there about people that have trouble getting insurance coverage for their ambulances that they're converting into RVs. And it is a real thing. You know, you can have trouble getting insurance. Recently, one of you, I went back and tried to find I'm not sure if it was through an email or an Instagram or a Facebook message, but one of you reached out and told me that you got insurance recently, and you know who you are. I'm sorry, I cannot find the message where you told me about this. So I finally sat down one day, and this is going back about 2 months ago now, I did this. I contacted State Farm. You know, I still had my Geico policy. I'd been driving on this thing all these years with just a basic liability coverage, which, you know, if I had gotten into an accident where this thing was totally smashed up, I wasn't going to be able to recoup any money for it. And, you know, I don't get in accidents a lot, but you never know what's going to happen out there on the road. Other people are not always great drivers, and accidents happen, you know. They're called accident. So I contacted State Farm, the same agent that this person told me about in their message, and she said, absolutely. If you have a converted ambulance that's been converted into an RV, we will give you coverage without question. So this is State Farm Insurance. Now, they won't insure before you convert it. So it has to already have the conversion done. It has to have some specific items, you know, like a sink, a bed. Not, you know, it doesn't have to be like a full-on, like it's a Class A inside, but it has to be converted before they can give coverage. So if you are just buying an ambulance and it's still an ambulance, this is not really going to help you. So State Farm, and she told me this flat out, that State Farm is very friendly to providing insurance coverage for converted ambulances when they've been converted to an RV. They absolutely are very friendly about doing it, and they will provide coverage. Stay here. Stay here. Just had to help Mom leave for a second. So where was I? So, okay, in speaking with this agent from State Farm, she said that State Farm is very friendly to insuring converted ambulances that have been converted to RVs. So again, if it hasn't been converted yet, they can't really help you. But if you've done the conversion and met the requirements, all I had to do was send her just a few photos of the inside of my rig, and you know, to show her that I had the the sink, the bed, oven, you know, different things like that. And she didn't give me any specific things that they were looking for. I just, you know, I told her I've been traveling in this thing for coming up on 6 years now, and sent her a few snapshots of the inside of it, and she said it was fine. Again, I had basic liability coverage on my rig for the last almost 6 years that we've been traveling. And now what I have, not only did I switch my rig, I also switched my motorcycle. Geico kept raising the price on me. So originally my liability coverage was pretty inexpensive. And then over the last 2 years, they raised it, and they raised it, and they raised it. So right now, for full coverage, full comprehensive collision, and I chose the value of the rig too. So I said, I want to insure it for this dollar amount, and she came back with a quote, and it's actually cheaper than what I was paying Geico for basic liability coverage. How crazy is that? So I have full collision, comprehensive glass, everything at the declared value that I chose, and it's cheaper than what I was paying for basic liability coverage with Geico. My motorcycle also has full coverage, and it's cheaper than what I was paying Geico. Now, I did have full coverage on Geico for the motorcycle, but I'm paying less now than I was before with Geico. So there is one thing that came up when we were setting all this up. And if you speak with her or one of the other agents, I'm going to give her contact info. She can write policies for a handful of states, New York and several other states. But she said that if you're in one of the states that she can't write a policy for, that she will put you in contact with the correct person in your area that can write a policy for you, give you a quote, I should say, to start off with. You have to have another vehicle also insured by State Farm. So because I had my motorcycle, we did that policy first. Then we were able to add my RV as a second vehicle. That's just the way they do it. And the thing of it is, that doesn't sound like a bad thing, because your first vehicle, I almost feel like they're going to save you money on that too. Well, you're going to find out really quick, you know, when they write you a quote for your vehicles, your first vehicle and then your second vehicle, which would be your converted ambulance. Even if you have a regular RV, this is worth looking into, because State Farm so far has really impressed me, because they're giving me better coverage than I had for a lower cost than I was paying. So I now have full RV coverage on the rig. If I get in an accident, it's covered up. You know, if this thing gets totaled, I hate to think about that, but if it gets totaled, I get paid the value that I chose to insure it for. So obviously, the higher the value you choose, the more your insurance is going to cost. So I didn't go crazy, but I insured it for what I thought it's worth, you know, what I have into it as far as the vehicle and all the equipment and, you know, some of my labor for all the work that's been done to it. So I think I would, if it did get into a full total loss, I would be able to get another vehicle with the money that I got and be able to build another vehicle. So I feel a lot more comfortable now that I have this kind of coverage on the rig. So State Farm, and again, she said this flat out and in writing, that they're very friendly to converted ambulances. And that's something that I think all of you that have a converted ambulance, if you're having trouble, if you're paying too much, you think, for your insurance, it's worth checking out and getting a quote. So I am going to put her contact info. I'll put it here on the screen. I'll put it down in the video description. And she was super professional. She sent a letter to Geico canceling my previous policy. She took care of everything for me. Really excellent service. I couldn't have asked for better. You know, I've always done my insurance, just go on the website,
put a vehicle on there. I've never dealt with like an agent before, so this was a first for me. And she really is a top-notch service, so I'm recommending her highly. So get in contact with her. And again, if you're in a state that she can't write a policy for, she'll put you in contact with the correct person in your area that can write a policy for you. It's worth looking into. If you want full RV coverage on your converted ambulance, State Farm is the answer. And I just wish I had known about this years ago. You know, I know this has been talked about. I did a couple of videos on insurance way back, years ago, just saying how I got insurance, you know, but saying that I only had liability coverage. And over the years, you know, a lot of people have asked me, you know, why don't you have RV coverage? And it was one of those situations where I didn't want to kick the hornet's nest. You know, like I had coverage, I had insurance, I didn't want to mess with it and possibly mess something up, you know, because some people do have trouble getting coverage on ambulances. I didn't have trouble when I first got mine. It was a little different. I told this story before. I tried just going on the website and adding it to my existing policy, and it wouldn't work. It said I needed to call them. And I think the reason why is because the VIN of a vehicle like this, it comes back as a commercial vehicle. You know, it's not like a standard personal vehicle that you would be driving around normally. So I called them and got a young lady on the phone and gave her my VIN number. And I could tell that she was, you know, having trouble understanding. She's like, what kind of vehicle is this? And I said, well, it's an old work truck with a box on the back that I'm going to use for camping. And, you know, technically, that's what it was at that point. It wasn't an ambulance anymore. All the systems had been deactivated. It was just a van with a big box on the back. And she said, oh, okay. And she added it to my policy. And again, it was just basic liability. So State Farm, very friendly to RV ambulances, converted ambulances. I had to get this info out because I still get messages from people, you know, over all these years, that people that are having trouble getting insurance. So I'm going to recommend State Farm, and I'm going to highly recommend the agent, Cristy. Again, I'm going to put her info down in the video description so that you can contact her and kind of get the ball rolling. You know, you start out by just telling her what your situation is, and you get a quote, and you go from there. So you got nothing to lose, really. She really did good by me, so I'm recommending her very highly. And State Farm, because they are friendly to converted ambulances. I honestly didn't know there was an insurance company that was friendly to converted ambulances, but now I know, and now you know. And one thing I forgot to mention, if you do contact Cristy at State Farm, tell her that I referred you, because then she's going to go for the preferred pricing. This is something her and I discussed beforehand. So let her know that David, the Campulance man, referred you to her. It'll help both of us out. I just found the email. It was from Chris that turned me on to State Farm. Chris, thank you. This worked out perfect for me. She was great. So you were absolutely 100% right. She was really great to work with. Chris, thank you. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Dalen and her boyfriend and one of his friends are going on vacation. She's leaving on Thursday morning. They're flying to Japan for 2 weeks. I'm jealous. I've never been to Japan. So everybody wish Dalen a safe and happy trip over to Japan. 2 weeks. Their flight leaves at 6 a.m. on Thursday morning. She's bringing her dog Fritz over here. I'm going to babysit Fritz for 2 weeks while she's gone. That dog is a little terror sometimes, so I know it's going to test my patience at times, but I told her I would take care of him. So everybody wish Dalen a happy and safe trip, and we'll see her back in 2 weeks. Okay, it's time to wash off the last several months of grime
I don't know if you can see, this is Utah dirt right here. This is just from all the traveling. So it just needs a light dusting. And remember, I did get some rust on my chain, so I sprayed some lube on it, but you can see on the rollers there is a little bit of flash rust, and on the teeth of my sprocket. So I was telling Dalen that might be my excuse to buy a new chain and sprocket set. I can get a red chain and gold sprocket, fancy it up a little bit. It'll be super Chinesium. I just had to go buy some car wash because I realized that all of my washing supplies are over in my storage unit. So I was going to drive over there, but then I said, you know what? I don't even know that there is car wash over there or a bucket. So I went to the auto parts, which is closer than my storage unit, got some car wash, but they didn't have any buckets. The only bucket I have is, you know what, and that thing is cracked, so it won't hold water. So Mom just came up with the idea of using my kitchen garbage can, which is a great idea, and it'll come out even cleaner than it already is. So we're gonna give this a rinse and then mix up some foamy bubbles, and we're gonna go at the GPX Moto and get her all fancied up. I'm just gonna give it a quick wash. I'm not going crazy on it here. Laying in that nice cool grass. Hi, puppy. Hi, puppy. Hi. That's my boy. Well, thank you all for being here with us today. Everyone take care, be safe. We'll see y'all again really soon. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Dude, it's 7:30 in the morning. I think your grandma's still snoozing. Oh, what are you huffing and puffing about? Let me ask you, is the world upside down? Or are you upside down? That's a question for the ages. If there's any, what do you call them, physicists out there, answer that question. Is the world upside down, or is the dog upside down? Yeah, we're gonna wait for an answer in the comments, okay? What are you huffing and puffing about? What? You a goofball.